everybody, and welcome back to the TrashRats podcast. I am Simian Jimmy, joined as always by Reactor.
Hi, I'm Reactor.
And
Reactor.
Our special guest star, Rusty Cage.
What's up? Good to be back again.
And the Secretary of State, Eggy Eggman Rodriguez.
That's right, it's about time. It's called Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. They can't exclude me anymore. We're back.
Wow, TrashRats reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the last episode that we had a Reactor on. I mean, I know we said we were going to end this show entirely, but it looks like it's just coming back together.
What does it has? It's been like 3 months now, right?
I feel like I haven't done a podcast with you this year.
Yeah, I think it only has been about 3 months since we just forgot to post this episode, I think is what happened.
Oh, we recorded one for fun and then just didn't upload it.
Yeah, exactly. How you been,
What's up,
Reactor?
everyone? It's December 13th, 2022.
Reactor, how's it going over there?
Good.
Are the chickens doing well?
Yeah, there's actually some that are about to hatch today or something.
Don't count them before.
No, they're all in one basket, so I'll just count them when they hatch.
Right. Yeah, that's the advice I would give.
I mean,
One
there's nothing wrong
egg
with
per
planning.
decade of incarceration for a certain Cheeto that turned this world upside down.
You really think he's going away for that one, Eggy? Is that topic number one? Is
Wait,
President Trump going to be
what was his
inmate
crime?
Trump?
Well, I'm pretty sure that he and Vladimir Poo with 2 O's, Tin, they did that hack on the election or whatever it was. I mean, I don't really know anything else besides that, but that's all that I really watched on TV, so that must be what it is.
I think that was from a few years ago. I think they might have a news story that they're trying to kill him for.
Oh, that's right. Stormy Daniels.
guys-
That's right. He's been touching on him.
Yeah, that's the current news. Now, did you hear about Hunter Biden getting not getting charged for?
Didn't he get like a couple
crimes?
of misdemeanor, like just really low-level misdemeanor crimes instead of
but like
money laundering?
For the basically a normal person would have gotten like 3 to 6 years, I heard.
Yeah, for like the gun charges. What was it? He wasn't supposed to have a gun, and I'm not really sure what all they charged him with, but they definitely gave him a lot of low-level stuff.
Yeah, so
just to brush it under, sweep it under the rug a little bit.
Based on that, if a president's son, who's not even the president, can get off with like gun crimes, I'm sure Trump, who was actually a president, won't get charged with anything.
Well,
So
first of all, this is clearly white privilege. If it was a black president's son, they would be throwing the book at him. So I don't want to hear any of this Biden conspiracy nonsense from you. It's all just about race.
What were the actual charges? Like they're trying to get him with, I'm not really sure what they call it, but what he brought home all these supposedly declassified documents.
Yeah, he declassified them on his last day, but the issue is that the documents he declassified and brought home were documents about Hunter Biden blackmailing or getting bribes from Ukraine.
Okay.
What's worse? What's the word we're using? Unclassified, declassified documents? What's
Declassified?
Declassified? How about declassified underage children that Hunter Biden is having sex with in photos? Is that worse than just having boxes of papers in your fucking bathroom?
Well, also keep in mind, Biden had boxes of papers in a bunch of places, like his garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things that it's goofy. I mean, I hear a lot of whataboutisms like, oh, well, Biden did the same thing. Well, yeah, that's true, but that shouldn't necessarily excuse Biden or Trump. You shouldn't let Trump off if these are actual...
See, the thing is, Biden never had the ability to declassify documents.
Right.
Trump literally did. Like, Trump didn't actually have to declassify anything. Anything that he took with him was declassified by the fact that he took it with him.
Honestly,
Really?
the solution here is any politician over the age of 70 should go to the lemonade stand and let's just start fresh with some young people in the White House. I'm getting sick of these fucking literal corpses running the country.
That's right.
Yeah, it's going to get
I'm
kind of
just
rough.
sick of the dynasties.
Yeah.
Dynasties are getting
The
really
Bush
fucking
dynasty,
old.
the Clinton dynasty. Like, how about, isn't it weird that the same people and families control the country.
Do you think this would be a winning ticket if it was Joe Rogan with Tim Pool vice president? Would that not immediately win?
I don't know. Joe Rogan, maybe not, because he's not really political.
That's right. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., under Vice President Tim Pool, Secretary of State Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Director of
the Treasury.
That's going to be an upvote for me. You know, I'm going to be there wearing my Reddit t-shirt and soy facing in the booth.
Yeah, Reddit loves Elon Musk.
No, it is getting really concerning, though. I mean, the idea of this really does just look like arresting your political opponents. I mean, they've been trying to arrest him for a ton of things over the years. Did they finally did arrest him then?
No, he's a free man. No. I think the actual trial is going to be in August, they said.
I'm sure it's just going to be kangaroo court bullshit, not real, like impeachment. Like, it doesn't do anything. I don't understand.
Right.
It's like, I hereby declare you bad. Okay.
Just so this is all
I was
bad
convicted
press
of being bad in court.
Do you think Trump has a chance running for president? I mean, I know he's still
he's got like
popular.
What is it? He's got like 52% of Republican voter support right now.
Jesus.
Well, hey, we all famously had a big $100 bet on the last election. Should we do some more bets right now? Because I am willing to say, I bet Donald Trump will win.
I think they already proved in the last election that the election isn't real, they don't let anyone win they don't want. They also proved you don't even have to campaign and you can win.
Hey, I said Biden would win last time, but now same matchup. I think it's going to swing back in Trump's favor. I think people are sick of Biden's economy. Like, inflation is literally fucking killing people. And as bad as Trump might be in a lot of ways, I don't remember suffering at the grocery store while he was the czar.
Well, let's say this.
No, actually, everything was better when he was president. I remember everyone buying houses.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Trump, the Trump economy, you know, racism aside or whatever the fuck you want to pin on him, I had a lot more money in my pocket.
So how are we going to make this bet? Is it going to be that we're going to say if Trump goes up against Biden, who will win, or...
who else would he be up against?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm saying, like, what if he gets arrested and
you can win the presidency from prison?
Really?
And then
why not?
Yourself?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
All right.
Didn't Nelson Mandela do that, or am I just making that up? Famous American.
Yeah.
Didn't Nelson Mandela die in the 80s?
Yeah. He's
dead.
You're right. He died a long time ago.
Yeah. I was reading the Berenstain Bear book at the time.
Getting Bearstein cucked. Okay, so who are the contenders? We got Trump.
DeSantis is a dead man walking. Like, as soon as I heard his hyena laugh, I knew it was over for him.
I have been hearing a lot of people really not enjoying his speech patterns, which is funny because I'm a fan of RFK. Obviously, he's probably the dog that I have in the race. But
isn't that crazy, Rusty? We were talking about him on the last TrashRats, and then all of a sudden he's everywhere thanks to this Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, I was glad when he went on there.
Yeah, that's good.
That was like the first big platform that'll actually allow him to be on, or not allow him to be on, but that YouTube will allow to stay up, because every time he does these, these long podcasts, they take a lot of them down. I mean, I guess he was on there saying how they were taking down his one on Theo Von's, who's, a popular comedian now. But I've seen a few more of his longer form interviews on YouTube recently, so that's looking good. But does he actually have a chance?
No.
No, because voting isn't real, and
that's right.
Yeah, and the DNC is already. I mean, the DNC's proven that that they will just completely cut someone out of the running if they want. I mean, they did it with Bernie twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, gave him a black eye.
Yeah, and also on top of that, it's just gonna get dirty because I remember when Ron Paul was running, and Ron Paul's, I mean, to me seems reasonable. He was like anti. He didn't want to get into foreign wars. Yeah, anti-Federal Reserve, and he had a lot of good points, but they just kept saying, "Oh, this guy's fucking crazy. He's just a crazy old guy shouting at the clouds." but really
Just
he
a
was
doctor
actually
who-
speaking politics and was, showed that he knew what the fuck he was talking about. And RFK's already got such a bad press rep, like the spin that they put on him as just this crazy anti-vaxxer. Obviously, he opposes a major threat to
I guess we can't really talk about vaccines.
what. I'm not really sure.
That's never
actually,
stopped
anymore.
us before.
That's right.
I just want to say something real quick. Some interesting statistics. In 2019, there was a little bit over 25,000 cases of breast cancer. 2020, there was a little bit less than there were, like 100 less than there were in 2019. 2021, very similar. 2022, there was 47,000. And now, so far in 2023, we're at 300,000.
Cases
breast
of
cancer's
breast
going up.
cancer.
Yeah, the real mystery, like, because there's such a huge increase in cancer, the real mystery is we need to figure out what happened in 2021 that could do this.
Eggy, I need you to cup your breasts right now. Let me know if you feel a lump.
I think it's the new, they're calling it Cheeto sins. If you feel small Cheeto-sized lump, it's stress-induced from living under Cheeto fascism for 4 years. I think we need reparations.
Yeah. They're getting breast cancer because Trump was president 3 years ago.
I'm thinking it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, it is always
Yeah,
interesting.
well, maybe
You see
something
these-
Trump authorized.
perhaps.
Something
Perhaps.
that he's been very proud of in recent, every time he goes on Truth. Listen,
You know what I
folks,
think?
I made you take it and you love it. You want me back?
It was my idea.
I think it's probably not worth looking into. It's probably just natural reasonings, not related to anything that we're putting into our bodies or anything that's allowed or forced to be put into our bodies. And cancer just happens to go up a lot, as well as a lot of other diseases.
I think God is pissed at women and just wants to punish them for becoming more slutty. Like OnlyFans has really taken off lately. I think God is smiting these whores with breast cancer.
It's not just breast cancer. Colon cancer is pretty high too. All cancer.
Anal sex. So gay people, this is your fault.
Yeah. Anal
Well,
sex
wait.
or gay sex causes colon cancer.
It did for me.
Okay.
Now we're just
I
waiting
mean,
for
it's
the.
certainly not helping in any case. It's not preventing it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened with the Sackler family? Because I mean, obviously, a lot of these pharmaceutical companies they never get any sort of pushback when they're clearly the ones that are causing a lot of these issues. Like the Sackler family with Merck, they pretty much caused the opioid epidemic, and
They
I
made
knew
so
that
much
they had
money
to leave
though.
their house. Yeah, they made it too much money to go to prison.
Yeah, it would hurt the economy if we cured cancer.
Or if there's cancer treatment that comes out to treat all these new cancers that are, popping up out of nowhere. Not new cancers.
Yeah, how
but taking
convenient
place.
for pharmaceutical companies.
Wait, they're going to make a vaccine for cancer? That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, they did make a vaccine for cancer.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
What could go wrong? Oh,
So-
vaccine for cancer. Yeah, I see. Okay.
So what are we gonna bet?
I'm betting $100 that Trump wins, I guess. Would it be more fun, Rusty, if instead we have Eggy and Reactor bet on who's going to win when we box for real?
Oh yeah. Okay. So I guess I keep forgetting me and Mumpy are gonna box.
This time,
And then-
we're not joking.
And winner gets or loser gets guillotined.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Reactor, if you had to put your
Yeah.
money on somebody, who would you pick?
Between you and Rusty.
Right. Fight to the death.
I'm not sure.
I don't like that
Yeah,
pussy talk.
It's
Listen,
not because
Hurt one
either
of our
us-
feelings right now.
I feel like it would just come down to luck.
Yeah.
Well,
someone's
then
gonna
I'm
get,
fucked.
someone's
Just be
gonna
out
get
of breath.
a lucky shot, and then. I mean, because you're like the same side.
Well, Eggy, I want to hear you weigh in. Don't worry about friendships being tarnished or anything. I want the straight truth. Who's going to win?
Well, I feel like both fighters, they both have that same sort of mindset where, they're seeing the world go up in flames, and they're walking through it, and they're ready to fight to the death in somebody's backyard. And I don't think either of them's going to have any qualms. They're both definitely got the fighting spirit. Now, I know one of these fighters, a Mr. Cage, he's got that technical ability. We've seen him. He's been putting together the world's largest lemonade stand. So we know he's got that, but at the same time, we also know he likes to imbibe a little bit. So when it comes to the physicalities of it, we've seen him, he's out there laboring in 100-degree heat, building a lemonade stand, but at the same time, is the good drink, is that gonna have a little impact in the ring? I don't know. Versus, one Mr. Jones, we've seen him out here getting to the gym. I've seen his home gym personally myself. I'm not sure if he's exerting the same physicality as it takes to construct the world's largest lemonade stand. But,
definitely not.
But
I think I'm gonna throw up probably.
Are there any rules that you things you can't do?
I was hoping for just a normal boxing match, hopefully in a ring and not just in the prairie behind Rusty's house, but, whatever works. Mostly I just want to punch him in the face.
Well, there we go. See, one of these fighters, they have been known to need to wear glasses. The other one hasn't. I don't know, is that the depth perception, is there going to be an issue there? One of them, there's also a slight age difference.
Yeah, Rusty, are you nearsighted or queer-sighted?
I guess I would say queer-sighted because it's like a mix of nearsighted and farsighted, but it's not by much. It's just an irritant when I'm trying to focus on details or reading, but I'm pretty sure I could see your fat face in front of my glove if I had to.
You'd be surprised. My fat face is slimming down day by day.
Oh,
I'm actually taking the exercising and training seriously.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, I gotta get on that then.
Yeah, I'm down to 147 as of today, and I'm going to try to build it back up, but with muscle.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have a weight difference.
Oh, yeah, how much do you weigh? I'll try to match you.
I'm on average about 132.
I can...
What?
That's a little low. I mean, I could work down to maybe 140, but...
Maybe one day when you grow up, you'll be bigger.
I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting to grow this mustache and be able to my voice to drop and all those other good things.
So, Rusty, maybe the next time you're making those very special wings that we've all been very fond of and like to bring up every so often, maybe whatever that color of it was, whatever goes into that mixture, that sauce, that batter, whatever it is, maybe throw in like an extra stick of butter and like a scoop of protein, just make it really whacked out. And, there's a guy, rest in peace, Rich Piana, well beloved in the bodybuilding community. He was a big fan of something called a mass gaining solution, which is basically, it's just a high calorie, dense slop that'll really help you pack on a few pounds if needed. So it's something to consider. You kind of remind me of, I have a family member who really enjoyed drinking for a lot of years, and he would eat about maybe 2 ounces of meat a day, and the rest of his calories were just from alcohol. Became very, very thin. He had to wear 3 shirts layered on top of each other just due to the thinness until he stopped drinking, and he kind of started regaining some of the calories in his diet from food instead of drink. So I don't know. I mean, I'm far from the one to preach on that, but as far as when it comes to the ring, the diet adjustment, I think you could see some gains in a short order.
I don't know. I mean, I'd really have to put it into muscle though, because if I'm just eating,
no. Weight is weight. If you,
I don't want to be fat though, just for this thing.
But why not? Weight is weight.
Because I will leave it on.
Push monkey around. Just drink melted ice cream mixed with olive oil.
Oh my god.
And you'll gain a lot of weight really fast. The only thing I suggest you watch out for is stretch marks if you gain it too fast.
Right. I just got.
But if you weigh 300 pounds, monkey's got no chance.
Oh, I'd be dead if he was 300 pounds.
Well,
Reactor,
I'll take it into consideration.
Reactor, you probably have more connections than I do. We're trying to find somebody for the undercard to box Eggy, and evidently my connection to Nikado Avocado fell flat. Reactor, do you have anybody in mind who might be a good match for Eggy?
What about Billy the Fridge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I could see
Does
that.
he fight?
He will now. Eggy, call him out.
I don't know how big he is.
Eggy, say something so mean to him that he has no choice but to fight you.
You know what? This, whatever month in Gainesville, Florida, this fridge is getting slammed shut and unplugged. It's going to be full of all kinds of mold and everything because guess what? That's how we're getting down. The fridge is getting unplugged, slammed, crushed. This boxing era, whatever it is. You know what? Let's see what it do. You know what? Loose skin versus full skin. I got something in it still. You see, we both got the same stretch marks, but I'm still bulging. He's over here flapping around like inflatable arm flailing tube man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Or what about Vito? Didn't the Vito guy, he did like a rap diss against you, Eggy. Maybe he wants to fight.
Oh, he did?
Well, I did respond to his diss. Unfortunately, he was immediately just decimated because he stepped over his own words in order to respect marginalized communities. So when I heard the diss, I immediately responded with all the words he refused to say in a heavy amount. So that's why it was during a live stream performance instead of a released performance, because it would have been taken down immediately if it was released by itself.
Can you give me a censored version of what you said? Because I need to know.
Well, here, I'll censor it just the same way that he did.
Okay.
I said, Vito user F slur, boy, looking similar to a maggot, boy. That was like the chorus, so...
I mean, I'm not too afraid to say the word faggot on air, so I'm fine with that. But Vito didn't want to say faggot?
In a rap song.
He said, yo, you be a F slur, you heard?
That's pathetic.
Like
Yeah, why even say it at all?
Yeah.
So we don't know who's going to win out of me and Monkey Boxing. I keep forgetting that we're going to be doing this eventually, so I guess I'm going to have to start... I don't know if I cut out there.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, this fucking computer, I don't know what's going on with it. My mic just cuts out every few minutes. It makes it a real pain in the ass. But besides that, I think it's going to come down to be a tie personally, because I don't know how we're even going to judge this. And I feel like neither of us are going to have good enough stamina to actually turn this into a good fight, to be honest.
Hold up, let me stop you right there for a second, because Rusty, that's a losing mentality. You should say, Monkey, I'm gonna turn you into a fucking pancake. You know, you're over here. Wow, statistically, scientifically speaking, according to Reddit, that's not the winning mentality. You need to be looking in the mirror, screaming until your entire body turns red, and punching things, and you got to be in that real winner mindset mode.
You know the best way to figure out who's gonna win?
By fighting?
Figure out who the judge is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah, there you go.
While Rusty was worrying...
Boxing is so stupid, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think I have the solution for that, Reactor, because when Rusty was worried about the whole stamina thing, I thought, you know what? Fuck the rounds. Fuck the judges. How about it? We just break all the rules, and the fight goes until one man is knocked out.
Or no, until...
Dude, I'm not doing that.
Until one man quits.
Eggy was right. That's loser mentality.
I'm not getting knocked out. That's what I'm saying.
Then knock me out, fucker.
All right.
But that's what I don't understand about boxing. It's like both people are still standing and one of them won. I don't understand.
I guess whoever is
like
gets
if
the
you
most
tap
hits.
out, yeah. Or if you like raise your hands, you're like, stop, please, I give up. Then you lose.
Yeah,
but
that's how I want to do it. I want to do it till somebody quits or their body quits for them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well. We'll think about that then. Because obviously,
the Rodriguez mindset right there.
If you could just take a lot of hits.
If we started YouTube fighting league or whatever with this format, I think it would be a lot better.
Yeah. Make it like Fight Club instead of boxing. YouTube Fight Club. So much better. Legitimately, that I might have sounded sarcastic, but I'm dead serious. Like, would you not rather watch people like just slug it out brawling with no rules?
Yeah, like some street fights.
I mean, no climbing trees.
Well, yeah, I'm still thinking we're going to be in a ring. We got to find a ring in Gainesville.
There's probably a ring. I mean, that's a lot of logistical stuff that we can figure out eventually.
Yeah. Reactor, are you going to show up? Because we need somebody to live stream this Reactor, and I know you're a big tech guy.
Maybe. Depends on when it is.
Or you can be the ring girl. Between the rounds that don't exist.
Yeah, how would rounds work?
Maybe we'll have like a two-minute rounds, just, we can have a little break, and then like round 3 is go until it's over.
Or what if each round was every time someone like gave up, that counts as a round?
Oh,
so, like every time they're knocked out.
We have 3 lives like Mario. We gotta go again.
Then we take a break, splash water in your face, and give you like 10 minutes to recoup. then get back in for the next round.
At the
We'll
end,
get a guy just with a hose on the side, just like, the bell ding, they'll spray you up and down, and then like you get 15 seconds to catch your breath, and then it's back at it.
Mm-hmm.
I say we take like 30 minutes in between rounds so we can, fully recover.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Or what about this? And let me know if this is too gay for you, Rusty. But what if we both wear bikinis and we mud wrestle instead?
You're not getting me in a dress. You're not getting me in a bikini.
Well, I tried.
Have you ever
everybody.
tried mud wrestling?
I was hoping to try it with Rusty.
It's like so slippery and difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to get a headlock, and then like if you get headlocked, you can just pull your head right out.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah.
Is that like army training now? It's fucking mud wrestling?
Yeah, we used to mud wrestle in bikinis for training.
Oh, wow. Don't ask, don't tell, huh?
Yeah. But they recently changed that, remember? Or like 10 years ago, they changed it to ask and tell.
Yeah, ask and tell and promote.
Well, they started letting
recruit.
They started letting transgender people in the military, so the trans women were really winning the mud wrestling matches, and it wasn't fair.
So did we settle our bets on the presidency?
Yeah, I think Eggy bet that I was gonna win the boxing match.
Okay.
Yeah. That was.
I think it'll be easier to tell who's going to win the presidency in like a year when the media tells us who they want to win.
True. Well, we already know they want Biden to win. I mean, that's no question.
I don't know if Biden's going to run.
Really? Who would it be? Kamala?
Because doesn't he have dementia or Alzheimer's or something?
He did fucking 4 years ago, and they voted for him.
Yeah, but now maybe now that everyone, it's like they can't hide it anymore, maybe they're going to be like, okay, well, whoops, now we want this guy.
Listen, that's a Chud conspiracy theory. He's way more agile mentally than he's ever been. He used to say a lot of very Chud-like things. Now he's educated and progressive. So if anything, I think he should run for another 5 terms consecutively. They should not have an election for the next 20 years. Just put him right in there. We need some real education in this country.
Yeah, why doesn't Biden just make himself the chancellor?
I mean, it's slow steps to do that. It takes bit by bit, and then eventually you can pull off the final cloth and say, here it is. Sorry. No, I'm still president.
I don't know. Don't you guys think,
stop.
Isn't old man Biden probably a puppet? Like, the real chancellor is whoever's pulling his strings, right?
The CIA.
His name is Benjamin Bernanke and Janet Yellen. They're doing a ring around the rosy dance and all kinds of human blood every day.
Have you seen the videos where the White House press person? I forget what they're called. They accidentally say President Obama.
Oh, no. He's still really running the country.
There was that. It might still be that black woman who's the press person.
Yeah, it is.
And then before her was that redhead person, and both of them have an incident where they said President Obama by accident.
Oh my god!
Like that's weird. Like, I mean, I understand if you say like if I write 2022 as the date on like a piece of paper right now, like that's one thing. Or like if I accidentally write Trump because he was the previous president and it didn't really click yet that there's a new one. But Obama was like a decade ago. Yeah.
So and they don't read off of scripts, I don't think, unless they really store it to memory.
No, they do.
Seem like teleprompters.
Well, she might have been answering a press question.
They have notes. Yeah, they have notes.
So I'm wondering if maybe a lot of the questions that they get or a lot of criticisms they get were the same from Obama era, and maybe they just give them the same notes.
Well, no, because they didn't hold that job during, Obama era.
No, you're right.
They were probably in high school back then.
You saw
that was like, 20 years ago?
Side by side of Biden giving the exact same speech like 8 years later.
I saw a side by side of it was him like in Congress in the 90s, and he's giving a speech about how crack is an epidemic, and it was side by side with Hunter smoking crack.
Oh. Did you hear about the racial jungle? Did you see the racial jungle speech he made?
I heard about that a long time ago, right?
Yeah, it was like in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
When they were trying to make it so that schools were more diversified, he was like, I don't want my kids growing up in a racial jungle.
Maybe that's what happened. Hunter Biden went to a diverse school, and they introduced crack, rock, cocaine to him, and maybe Biden was right. We need segregation.
I mean, is anyone even still?
Well, that's what we're all fighting for nowadays, right?
That's what they're fighting for. It sounds like.
Well, I mean, like we have what is it? Was it Harvard that had the blacks only graduation?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have
bringing
like,
it back.
blacks only meetings at work.
Segregation is woke now.
FBA, ADOS, me and Tariq Nasheed and Joe Biden, we're all linking up and we're all going to figure this out.
Oh, man.
Should we talk about something that by the time this comes out will be old news? And that is, of course,
sure.
the missing submarine people.
Yeah, this is... First off, I want to know if this is a distraction. Is this all over mainstream news? Well, that's exactly the point. Whenever you see people talking about fucking alien balloons and Chinese spy balloons and stuff, you realize, oh shit, we're actually doing something worse behind the scenes. I don't know if this is mainstream news or not, because I haven't really seen any mainstream people talking about it, but I see it all over like fucking TikTok and shit.
Oh, it's on the front page of my fucking TV. Like, I turned on my smart TV and it's like, the submarine update news, 24 hours. So I think it's all over the place.
All right, can you fill me in? Are you able to do that?
You don't know the basics of it?
Just give it to me again.
So it's a complete piece of shit submarine. Like, it just like, they're literally like just in a little tube with a bucket to shit in and a curtain. And everybody's making fun of they're using a Logitech controller to navigate, which evidently it's standard to use a controller like that, but I don't know if I would opt for the Logitech brand myself.
You know what probably happened? The Bluetooth probably wouldn't connect.
It could be anything.
While they were down there.
I've heard rumor. Anyway, they were going down to, I guess, check out the Titanic wreckage, which is like 3 miles underwater. So everybody's assuming that they were just crushed to death under the weight of the ocean. But I heard a rumor that the onboard speaker system that was supposed to be playing like the tour, and they had Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" from the Titanic movie. Evidently that malfunctioned, so while they've been trapped underwater, they're just hearing that song on repeat over and over again. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds very funny.
Yeah, so all right, so the options are...
Is there communication with them?
No,
they lost communication. So what I understand is... I really have a hard time understanding the nature of this vessel because it's bolted from the outside, so you can't get out from the inside by any means. Not that you would want to if you're 3 miles under the ocean. So the options are...
So we can discount the possibility of someone opening the door while they were down there.
It might have just gotten crushed.
The ghost of JP Morgan's enemies... What they went down to the same ship?
Yep. So it had gone out before, and this is one of the things that's been. I'm not sure if it's the same guy that's been posting this, but there was a couple different accounts. It had gone out before, and one of the guys, there had been a man hired by the Ocean Gate. What's up with these gates? But anyway, Ocean Gate had hired this guy to inspect the vessel, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is not up to code at all." So then they fired him.
Smart.
Basically, like involuntary, they just kicked him right out and said, middle finger to you. And so that's when the CEO, he said, "Listen, we don't need these old white men telling us about how to build a submarine. You know what? I had women look at this and they said it was good, and so we need to inspire more female engineers." But then there was also, and I'm not sure if it's the same guy, but I saw a picture. There was a journalist who had gone aboard, I think, at one point.
Yeah, I saw
to look at it, and it was obviously like there was obvious issues with it, but he didn't want to draw the ire of the company. He didn't want to crush their good spirits, unlike how they're crushed to death now. But he didn't want to crush their good spirits, so he just basically withheld the piece, disregarding the company that he was going to publish. He's like, well, let me not hurt your feelings, so I'm not going to publish it. And now, after all this has transpired, he came out and I saw some pictures of his tweets. He's like, "Well, yeah, I was on there, and that thing was way jacked." But
yeah,
hey,
he was saying
I
how janky it was. Yeah, that was crazy. Definitely, I forget what they were saying. They got like parts from some website that really wasn't trusted. It just seemed like it wasn't built very well, and so I'm wondering. Wait, so real quick, let's just set up the actual event. So they went down. We lost communication with them, and they only had, 96 hours of oxygen. I'm probably getting this wrong because I didn't.
No, that sounds right. And as of this recording, we're recording this on the 21st. Evidently, they will run out of oxygen officially within like the next 15 hours. So again, this is old news by the time people hear it. Maybe, you know what? Wouldn't it be a miracle if, this episode comes out and they're all saved and rescued and home, and we're just sitting here making fun of these people?
Because we're not looking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the other option is that the submarine just imploded under the weight.
Or they got literally stuck inside the Titanic.
Right. Or they did resurface and they're on the surface of the water somewhere and they just haven't been found yet. But I feel like that'd be the easier of the options too.
Or they got grabbed by a giant squid.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
and I hear this is all the fault of Starlink, because that was what they were using.
No, that's fake news. Fake news.
Oh, is it?
Starlink, people want to pin it on Elon Musk. No, there's no satellite that works 3 miles under the fucking ocean. The Starlink stuff is only when it's on the surface. They don't use it when they're underwater.
So if Starlink is working, then they probably aren't on the surface. Now
they're definitely fucking dead.
So you think they're already dead for sure?
Yes, big time.
So if they weren't crushed to death, then they were living in there. And like you said, they're having to shit and piss somewhere. So it's a small vessel. How many people are on this vessel?
Like 4 or 5, I think.
And I know one of them is a billionaire, or several of them are.
I think all of them are. Because it costs $250,000 a head to go in there.
Yeah, no, except one guy who's homeless because he used his whole net worth to go on the trip.
Why wouldn't you fucking get a good vessel? Get the one that James Cameron used.
Yeah, he survived.
It's called innovation. We need to prove that you can take like $1,000 worth of tinfoil and a $20 gaming controller and, go under the ocean. You remember back when before they invented helicopters, there was guys just taking big blankets and jumping off mountains, dying instantly. Someone needs to innovate and sacrifice their lives for the greater scientific progress. So, it is what it is. Either way, regardless if they magically reappear or not, they're going to be cemented into the history of humanity. And what else could you ask for paying $250,000?
Yeah.
I want to know.
What's stupid is.
Oh, go ahead.
What's stupid is why didn't they just wear scuba suits?
Oh, true. And why did
they're relying on this like crappy submarine?
Yeah. I want you guys to weigh in on the morality of. There's like a moral debate on if it's okay to make fun of this retard billionaire who wanted to go 3 miles underwater and waste all his money on it and then get killed. Is it okay to make fun of billionaires who commit suicide?
I say yeah, but also, it's not going to take away from feeling bad for him a little bit, because it doesn't seem like a good way to die, slowly suffocating with 5 people, including your son or your father, in a vessel full of shit.
Yeah.
Inside the Titanic. Now, if it got crushed by imploding, that's fucking fine, whatever. Really,
evidently they would die immediately and wouldn't even know that they were dead, is what
that's what I would assume. Yeah.
Most billionaires, they use their money to kill a lot of other people. So, if they're just containing it to harming their own selves in their own quirky way, at the end of the day, I think that it was just very, there was ignorance. I think ignorance was the main factor of why it went down this way. I can appreciate a man who's using his great wealth to want to do things that are interesting and, maybe a little abnormal. But yeah, I think if he had just taken a little more time to get this figured out, then he probably wouldn't have died. It's a great lesson to be learned for all of us here. Always double check, make sure, don't be too hasty, too impulsive. Make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Otherwise, your body may never be spotted. You know what I'm saying?
I'm wondering how much a deep sea sub actually costs, because I feel like if you're a billionaire, you can probably buy your own. So if you went the cheap route and he was like, I'll just spend $250 to take a ride on one, but then it wasn't maintained or something, or he had an idiot in charge of it.
Also,
You
why
know,
the fuck? Like,
you
who
know?
cares about the fucking Titanic? I mean, haven't they already been down there and like thoroughly scanned it and checked out everything?
Yeah,
Is there
you can rent
Yeah.
the Titanic on iTunes for $2.99, so he's just wasting his money.
Right. Just look at a model of it. I mean, what if you're not trying to find something new, then you really are sightseeing at incredible risk. Which, sure, like Eggy said, I mean, if that's how he wants to spend his money, that's how he wants to spend his money. But looking at that craft, there's no fucking way I would have got in there without having that
No.
thoroughly checked.
There's not even seats. You're sitting in a fucking tube, a metal tube.
I looked it up. It costs $48 million for the cutting edge deep sea vessel.
Wow, I don't believe that.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm thinking. Because like this dude was a billionaire, so that's like what, a fraction of his worth.
Oh,
Well, I
you're
would've
not
had to
saying that the
just-
one that they're in costs that much. I was gonna say like
No,
that
I'm saying
cannot be true.
You know, cutting edge.
Right.
They were probably in one that was worth like I don't know. It was
$1
probably priceless.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah, no one
priceless because he made it himself.
would have wanted to buy it.
I would say, I mean, without even looking at it, but just hearing the construction, I mean, I would wager 60 to 70,000, perhaps. You know, if it was
Jesus.
really best case scenario. So
Cheaper than a
literally
helicopter.
like 1/1000th of what is actually rated for human survival. So I guess, you know, I mean, listen, I'm a gambling man myself. Don't get me wrong. I mean, those odds for your life, yeah, I'm thinking probably not.
Have you seen that the stepson of one of the missing people has been capitalizing on it on Twitter?
And billionaire mindset, you know, your
How
family's
so?
dying.
Instagram
It's time to
famous
get
now?
that money.
So he's like a big Blink 182 fan, and he's tweeting
Yeah.
out like, "Hey, I know that my dad's missing, but he would have wanted me to go to this Blink 182 concert." And I think basically he knows that his stepdad is dead and that he's about to inherit $1 billion. So he understands his worth as a man, and he's now tweeting out like, "Ladies, I'm single. Hit me up in the DMs." So, you know, this kid's going places. I like his Sigma grind set here of,
And you said
I
that
hope
there's-
he's dead.
There's also a father. There's a father-son duo that's on the vessel.
Yeah, really the only person I feel bad for is the 19-year-old kid on
Yeah, he
the
probably
sub.
wanted to go to the fucking Blink 182 concert,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
that other kid.
But all the adult men in there, you know, that's kind of on them.
And a lot of people are suing Ocean Gate now because
For what?
of faulty shit. They, you know, fraud stuff. Like this kind of just proves that Ocean Gate has had some problems, and so people who have worked with them before are probably looking for any reason to get some more money out of them.
What if Ocean Gate is a big scam where basically, like, if I said, "Hey, everyone, 250K, you can get into my sub and go underwater," and then I just take 5 people, it's like 1.25 million, right? Send them underwater to die, and then it's like, whoops.
Yeah, just shuffle some cards around, you know, get a different CEO, go into hiding, and then take their money.
Change your name like Blackwater did. I don't even know what they're called now.
Well, Rusty, you opened the segment asking, what is this a cover-up for? What are we distracting from? I don't know if you guys saw this, but I guess Congress or the Pentagon had an accounting error and
Oh, yeah, I saw
accidentally sent an extra $6 billion to Ukraine. So next time the IRS comes knocking and says they need your tax money, let them know that they're not gonna. How about you account for your fucking taxes first, you motherfuckers?
The guy who's
yeah,
probably coming to my door is probably the one who personally benefited from the $6 billion. So he's probably there just to be like, oh well, hey, you know, load a gun to your head and say, "Where's 50% of your entire income? Ukraine needs it, and
That's right.
I need my cut."
Well, I don't think we have to pay taxes anymore because if we're sending money elsewhere, they don't need it.
You would think so.
Yeah,
technically-
and how much money is already
Otherwise,
missing?
technically, we're paying taxes to Ukraine.
Exactly.
Literally,
sense.
yes.
Yes.
It's infuriating. Why are people not pissed? When there's a
This is
headline
why
that
we
says
need to vote.
$6 billion of our dollars was just like accidentally sent away. How are there not, like, we should have January 6th times a million.
Am I wrong about this? But I thought there was a lot more than $6 billion. I know $6 billion is the recent one, but
That
I
was
thought
just
a
the
lot of it
accounting
was-
error. They actually sent them like 36
I know there was
billion.
100. No, I know there was 100 billion in one lump sum at one point.
Jesus fucking Christ. I hate these people.
You know what? There's a good number to think about here. As of January of this year, more than 7.2 million American men are not working nor looking for work. So I think that's a good indicator when they wake up and realize that, you know, we're just working to have most of your money stolen so that Zelensky can keep on eating children or whatever he does over there. I mean, by the way, he actually had an SNL skit. Yeah, he had a quote unquote skit bathing in human blood. So think about that. So we're sending all of our money to this guy. Yeah, you can look it up. It might have been scrubbed, but we watched a video of it on my stream one time. He had like a quote unquote, because he used to be an SNL comedian over in Ukraine or whatever, and he had a quote unquote skit where he was bathing in human blood.
Dude, that's not good. Never go into politics if you have old skits worshiping the devil.
He probably does it every single day publicly, I would imagine.
Yeah, why, dude, he just made $100 billion for being president. Why would he not go into politics?
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter anymore at all.
No. If you have blackmail on Hunter Biden fucking children in your country, you're gonna get a lot of money from Mr. Joe.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so sure, now people are just not wanting to work because it all just seems futile.
Yeah, they're just building guillotines in their backyard out of protest.
That's right.
Well, no, I see. You gotta understand, I'm doing this so I can, you know, trick the people into thinking I'm on the side of the working man against the evil politicians and capitalists, but really I'm using it so I can sell patches and other guillotine-related merch.
And get a couple 100,000 views on YouTube?
Yeah.
How's that paying off, though? How was your most recent guillotine video that I had a little bit of voice work in? Did people really respect my contribution?
Should I search for your name and see how many people...
I don't want my feelings to be hurt that bad, but I guess... I guess maybe 2 people recognized me.
All right, let's start with Monkey.
Hey, that'd be the one that they would use.
Was that Monkey as the skull? I missed him.
Missed me?
Video essay with Green Simpsons, all in a rusty video with the late Monkey Jones skull. The late Monkey Jones. All right, so they think this is your actual skull. The skull sounds like Monkey, and I did put your credit in the video.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Longtime viewer, first-time caller. When are you gonna make some non-guillotine content? I miss Monkey and your friends and stories and stuff. Okay, so they don't like my stuff.
Well, I thought this was gonna be hurting my feelings, but now it sounds like they like me more than what you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing in Monkey to be one of the voices in your head. Monkey is the best voice actor.
Oh wow. And I noticed that I gave you takes as 2 different characters, and you used one of each, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, it was all just based on what sounded best for the energy.
Yeah.
All right, so you got a good amount with Monkey, and this video isn't really popular, so it's not like there's a ton of comments.
When is the finale to the guillotine gonna drop?
That's gonna be hard, because this is gonna be the last video, is the next one. And I got to get a lot of logistical stuff, a lot of like AI generated deep fakes and lighting, and because I'm going to have a lot lot of people out and over for the finale.
Oh yeah, when is that? Sure. I thought we were invited. When are we going?
You are all invited.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, I once I get closer, I'll know.
Okay. I'm down. It's been too long, Rusty. I miss coming down to Florida to do all your drugs and party hardy for a week.
Yeah, if I set a date right now, I'll know as I'm getting closer, because then I'm still waiting on a lot of other things, so I'll know how long this video will even take.
Eggy, should we road trip all the way to Florida and waste 40 hours in the car just to save $100 on flying?
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to figure out what is going to be the good reason for me to quit my job. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you know, I've been working hard. I got like $10,000 right now, so it's time to just be a total degenerate and find some reason to completely just, you know.
Well, if you're ready to quit and move here, literally every trailer around me in the trailer park is for sale. Like, everybody is getting the fuck out of here as quick as they can, so there's plenty of spaces open for you to move into. I have no clue. Just every house around me has a for sale sign up.
They all know something.
Maybe they're making a lot of money.
Like, if you want to start the Mumkey commune, come on over, everybody. Let's do it.
I think do you pay rent?
No, I own my place. Well, I guess I pay a lot rent, but it's like nothing.
Yeah. So the real idea would be buying a lot.
That's not really an option.
Hey, last time I checked, zero. There's an address. It's 2 acres, I believe, 1 to 2 acres. It's called Prospect Road in Sneedville, Tennessee, and it's 0. So the lot, the address is 0, and it's Prospect Lane. So 0 Prospect Lane. We looked at it. It's about 2 or 3 months ago, and it was very reasonable because it's like totally forested. But you go in there with an axe, clear out some trees. Sure, you could throw it down right in there. I was thinking about it.
Yeah, probably good Wi-Fi connection out there for your stream.
Yeah,
Throw some solar panels on top of it.
Somebody was telling me there's a race of people that only exists around that area, because there was like some point a couple hundred years ago, whatever, where it was like all the French and African slaves, and then also all the Native Americans in the area. They all just interbred together to create like their own race. So they're all like 1/3 African, 1/3 French, and 1/3 Native. I don't remember what it was called, but somebody told me that they're like, oh, you're gonna be like in their community because that's like they have like their whole own culture down there and stuff. It's not Cajun, but it's something else. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, listen, if you want to come down to 0 Prospect Road, my hut's in the trees. It sounds like it's not so bad, but I'm still working. I'm still stacking up those thousands.
Yeah, it looks like
gambling.
It's about 10,000 an acre, 47 acres, so it's $470,000.
Keep saving, Eggy.
If you do get it, yeah, let me buy an acre off you. We can start building this commune. This
it's unfortunate. Back when Bitcoin was pretty good, there was a guy who I knew that was selling some of his Bitcoin. He was buying land, and I think he did buy some acres. I'm not sure what I haven't really talked to him too much, but there was a home that I looked at in the area that was going for $100,000 at the time, and I said, oh, that's probably a pretty good deal. If you want to buy that house for $100,000, I'll go live in it and maintain the property for you. But he wasn't particularly keen on that idea, and then Bitcoin dropped like 70%, so it is what it is.
Shit.
Oops.
Well, we'll get it. Eventually, we'll get the land, and then we can have everyone live on it. I'll talk to you after the show, but I am gonna start trying to look into buying some land.
That's right. It's featuring Monkey Jones, so we could call it Jonestown. Just have a nice little compound there. I think everybody would really get along with that.
Yeah, I'll provide the beverages.
Or we just go live up at the Tim Pool compound.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, Reactor. Evidently,
You're invited.
Reactor Kino Corner evidently was at your compound recently. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said he like barely saw you. Is that also true?
Yeah, I walked downstairs and he was there. I was like, oh, hey, what's up?
Why didn't you want to hang out with him? You just ignored him the whole time?
No, well, he was here on a Friday because he was here for Pop Culture Crisis. And that Friday morning, I was actually leaving to drive to Chicago. So, like, I walked downstairs to grab some soda and then, or some drink or whatever.
Nah, he's making excuses. Whenever I went up there, I didn't see Reactor more than maybe a few hours.
Really?
Dude, I told you about the last day there. We went to the casino, and when we got back, everyone left. And I didn't know where anyone went, so I was just at like in the green room, just chilling. I was like, where the fuck is anyone? I'm just wandering around the house.
It was on a weekend, right?
That would have been Friday. Did we go after the Friday show? I don't remember. But yeah, that was probably Friday.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing was, I couldn't leave the building because then I wouldn't be able to get back in, and I didn't know how to. I didn't know the address, and so I couldn't like Uber back to the hotel. So I just chilled there by myself for hours.
I mean, if I was home, you could have hit me up.
I thought you were. I was texting you.
Oh,
I don't
remember.
He was probably asleep because if I recall, when Reactor stayed at Rusty's house, you guys had opposite sleep schedules.
Yeah. Well, that was during COVID though, so you schedule was really bad.
Yeah, you wake up, you kill a beehive, and you go back to sleep.
there was like
Yeah,
no reason for me to keep a schedule then. So like it was just getting all screwed up.
But your schedule was weird. It's like you'd go to sleep at 2 p.m. and then wake up at like 3 a.m. or something like that.
No, I'd wake up at like midnight or something.
Yeah, it was completely insane.
Sleeping on the couch in the living room of the house.
Yeah, but I think also I was trying to like keep my schedule normal, so I would like fight to stay up, and then I'd make it to like 6, or like what would like because you didn't wake up till like 2.
Right.
So I would be like staying up as long as I can, and like it's like noon and you're still not up, so I just like fall asleep on the couch and end up sleeping till like 8 p.m. or something.
Yeah, and then I'm going to bed at 4, and there's only a few hour crossover.
That's fucking weird. You guys are freaks.
My schedule's normal now.
Okay. If I was a guest at somebody's house, I would try to have their sleep schedule.
What's been new, Reactor? How have you been? What's your outlook on the world? Do you see any major events that we should be concerned about?
Cancer rates, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, you ever think about like, do you ever like try imagining what it's like to like find out you have cancer?
I'm just gonna never go to the doctor again, so I don't have to find out.
I was imagining it, and it was just like so like, oh fuck. Like, if someone tells you like you have 4 months to live, like what?
Well, don't they say 50% of people get diagnosed
here and die?
Yeah, what are the other options? I mean, if you don't have a lot of money, and I don't have health insurance, if I got diagnosed with cancer, it's just like, well, how am I gonna get treatment for that and pay it back? I don't have millions of dollars. And do you even get actual treatment, or you just wait to die out in the woods? How?
No, I could treat you. There's a lot of cures. Did you know that what is it, vitamin A compounds, like there's a bunch of different vitamin A compounds that work for curing cancer, and they're actually patented by pharmaceutical companies, but not so that they can make use of them. It's so that nobody else can.
Right.
Like, it's basically, I forget what it's called, but it's like a locking patent so that like you can't use it, but they're not gonna either.
Yeah, it's like how they invented an airless tire for a car, and all the tire companies bought the rights and they just refused to release it because they like people's tires popping.
Yeah. I always wondered, like, why don't we just make tires out of rubber? Or
just
like
rubber.
You could put like a grid of rubber throughout the tire. So it's got,
I know
like,
they do that for
stock absorption.
Vehicles.
I know.
Don't they have that?
Maybe it makes sense, but the trucks that I saw in the army had they were hooked up to like hydraulic tanks that could autofill them.
Right.
Yeah.
Big tire, they're out here running the entire financial system, the entire media industry. Just as I suspected. Anyways, but speaking of, if you did get diagnosed with cancer, for me, I kind of go between phases of feeling how worth life is. So there's definitely there definitely could be some days where I could wake up to that diagnosis and be like, all right, how much money do I have, and how can I divvy this up to equal portions of cocaine and hookers? It's gonna last me that 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I knew a guy who did get diagnosed a couple years ago. He's no longer with us, but he said that he had cancer in his family, and he said that chemotherapy was just horrific, so he just opted to just die without any treatment at all. I don't know. But I think, what, I would definitely check in with Reactor, and maybe I'd eat a lot of, I don't know, one of those raw vegan doctors from YouTube that has all the secrets that they don't want you to know. I would definitely look into what they had to say, and then if it didn't look good, it's back to cocaine and hookers, and RIP.
Just go out.
I don't know about vegan diet, because from my research, what I've noticed is cancer needs carbohydrates to survive. So like if you did stop eating carbs, so like say you were eating all protein diet, you'd probably do a lot better.
Hey, speaking of vegan diet, Reactor, do you know if Emp Lemon has an issue with you?
I don't know. Why?
Because I did a podcast with him 2 weeks ago, and then I invited him to be here today, and I listed off who all is going to be here, and he immediately said no.
What the fuck?
So I don't know which of us he doesn't like, but he just did a show with me 2 weeks ago.
I don't know. Did I hear something? Do you guys know? You talked to him more than me.
No, it's just
Definitely
weird.
not.
I don't know why Emp just does not like doing these podcasts.
Oh,
He always wants to start a podcast and it's like, okay, well, we have one. Let's do it.
oh, maybe he feels like I replaced him.
He might be afraid of
because he-
politics
because
we
he
did
quit.
talk about Mario.
Just Mario.
Yeah. Should we bring
Well,
back State of the YouTube and then maybe he'll come on?
Well, he quit State of the YouTube.
Oh.
And I don't think he wanted to do it again. But I mean, I'd be interested in asking him. But now we already have a podcast.
Well, I guess
So-
if the only way to get Emp on your show is if you're reviewing a children's cartoon that he's very passionate about. So keep that in mind. Let's just
Yeah,
tell
or
him
like
we're
a-
going to review Elemental, and then we'll spring some politics on him.
Or small changes in the formula of a soft drink.
Well, hey, you know what?
Hours.
They finally, speaking of things they don't want you to know, speaking of strange statistics and all that stuff, they finally did come out and admit the artificial sweetener sucralose will change your DNA. It basically disintegrates it and turns you into a mush person. A lot of artificial sweetened drinks are still using it. I think that it's commonly marketed under sweet and low. You might see it in your local diner for the old ladies to drink their coffee with. They finally are dropping the truth bomb, the real
Who
red
is?
pill. It was in some medical journal.
Oh, shit. All right.
Sucralose, everybody, it is confirmed to just deteriorate you into a fine powder. You shouldn't have it. I noticed today I went to buy some vitamin water, 50 cents favorite drink, and I feel like I'm trying to get rich or die trying like him. And they are sweetening it now with monk fruit extract. So for $1.25 a bottle, that's high quality non-sugar sweetener. Now, so we got to wait about 10, 15 years, and they'll tell us that monk fruit also
course.
is going to destroy you. But we're safe on it for now. But don't drink sucralose. Just
All right, that's
eat
good to
honey and maple syrup. Make your own soda with SodaStream, not a sponsor. Honey and maple syrup, and you'll live a little bit longer, maybe.
Or be a real man and just drink fucking water
guys
and
ever-
beer.
Water, I don't know. Man,
Well, all
I
right,
can't
wait,
do
wait,
that.
no. What?
Have you guys heard of Liquid Death?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't that kind of
canned water.
cringe?
It when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like it is kind of cringe, but it does taste good.
It's water.
It's $4 a bottle.
it's two.
Is
$2
there
a bottle.
anything in the water? Do they add something?
Well,
to
no.
it?
They have like peach tea and lemon tea.
Oh, it's
they have other
flavored?
flavors now, but it's
shit.
like it's not like overly flavored, like vitamin water.
Yeah.
Like whenever I buy like iced tea or something that's like sugary, I can easily add the same amount of water to it and water it down, and it's still good. I don't need. I'm
Well,
not
that's
a
what I
fucking
was-
hummingbird.
That's what I was saying about all the sodas have way too much sugar in them, and I really wanted to make a much less sugared soda, and particularly a lemon soda for the Guillotine. But it sounds like Liquid Death is already moving into that market. I wonder, do you know them? Hook me up. Give me their email.
What is it? One of the guys who hangs out here, Richie, is sponsored by him, but
Yeah,
doesn't-
let me try to get that sponsor.
own it. So it's our only connection to him, really.
Okay.
That
you
sounds
tell
like a
Richie.
great brand to go along with the lemonade stand production.
Right.
I mean, it's like a match made in execution,
Maybe you
Okay,
could
yeah,
put
we
extra
definitely gotta talk
fluoride in
about
it, because I feel like most soft drinks don't have enough fluoride.
Yes, that's true. They need more.
I really want to make I want to make like a brand of water that has like on the label now with extra fluoride.
Is it going to have more than the recommended safe limit?
Like any.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like whatever, the amount that they say you're allowed to have before it starts causing fucking massive damage to your brain and your
I
bones.
feel like any amount. It's like that's what I think is crazy. Like how the FDA is like, there's only this is how much mercury you can have in your soda brand
You go, mercury's poison.
legally. It's like, wait, why? Yeah, but they'll allow like 0.0001 micrograms. It's like, how about you make it illegal to have any? I don't understand. What are they doing?
Yeah. Figure out a way to make the soda without having to introduce mercury into it.
The problem is like stuff like that. Then Coca-Cola will lobby and complain it costs too much money to get.
They're going. Oh, come the fuck on! You got our balls in a vice. You're saying we can't put any mercury in our drinks? How the fuck are we
gonna
get?
It's going to cost us. We'll lose profits.
Fuck.
And then the FDA is like, okay. Even though nobody elected us, we'll change the law for you.
If people didn't let the free market decide, if people didn't want to drink our beverage, they can go into the deep sides of our subsidiary website and then try to find that there's mercury in it, or we can just lobby to keep our formula a secret so no one ever can find out what's inside of it. Now, I don't know if there's mercury in Coca-Cola. I was just going along.
Well, there might be. There's going to be an Emp Lemon video. Coca-Cola was better before they removed the mercury. Why did they take out the mercury?
You can tell the taste is different.
A whole documentary about how he misses mercury in his Coke. Well, are there any other big stories that we should tackle while we're here today?
I'm trying to think what else is going on. Okay, so are we going to finalize these bets? Are we doing $100 on Trump? Does anyone want to?
Yeah, who wants to go head to head with me here?
I feel like I would bet that Trump will win, but in reality, I'd actually be betting that the elections are no longer rigged, and I don't feel confident in that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, I mean, okay, so just real quick on the potential of a rigged election. If they just did it this one time, doesn't it seem like it could potentially just go back to how it was before? I mean, they might fail.
Absolutely not.
No.
Wait, before what? Before 2004 when they introduced electronic voting?
Well, I was saying like when Trump won, they obviously didn't want him to win, and they still did a lot of fuckery.
Yeah, but that was because Trump and Putin hacked the 2016 election to stop Clinton from cheating.
Right.
Of course.
They shut down the electronic voting machines, so like you can look at the news reports, it actually made very long lines of people who had to use paper ballots, and that's what actually helped Trump. People using legitimate pieces of paper to vote.
Just not by mail.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
Now, what did you say, Eggy? Because you said a clear no.
Yes. Here's what I think. I would rather bet on nothing, because I feel like the better use of $100 is, I've been looking at this recently. I just kind of spitballed it a little bit on a previous stream, but in all true honesty, looking at good expat areas. I know there's a guy who lives in Thailand who was, he said if you're interested, he's got a place out there already and he can kind of show me around a little bit. I feel like even the very thin veil of legitimacy that any part of the American system had in the last 10 years, I feel like it's really just completely gone. I really truly believe that the election could come around and they could do some debates, and one of the, some part of the system could just have one of the opponents of the, I don't know if we even have a real opponent of the system, let's say RFK Jr., if somebody showed any true legitimate opposition to the system, I think they could just totally snuff them out and not even try to hide it whatsoever. And there's so many people that are so enthralled in the throes of the system. They're so completely subdued, whether that's demoralization or propaganda, or however you want to frame it. I feel like they could really do it, and people just would not even think twice about it. Like, well, as long as, I know they just took that legitimate opposition to the state and just brutalized their family publicly, but as long as they're not doing it to me this second, I'll just keep on going to send Ukraine some more money. I mean, I don't want to say like that. Now I'm sounding kind of like a negative-minded shill to say those kind of things, so I would always love to be proven wrong, and that maybe we could, find that good appreciation of the truth within ourselves again, the average American citizen. But I have absolutely no faith. I mean, I haven't had faith in the system for a very long time, but now it's more of not so much a lack of faith, but I'm like kind of looking around like the bottom floor of our proverbial Titanic starting to bubble up a little bit, and I'm like, it's not looking so great for an American future. I'm thinking maybe living in the jungle might be the move. Yeah, I'm giving it a serious consideration. Like, I'm in a position where I have a little bit of extra cash saved up, and I'm not gonna lie, it's residing in my mind.
You're thinking of moving to the jungle?
Well, see, the
Costa
thing of it
Rica
is,
would be nice.
People tell me, I was talking with somebody about this, and they said, oh, you're gonna think that America could really go downhill, so you'd rather move somewhere that's already, at the a low rung that America might go to. And I said, well, I mean, basically, yeah, I feel like, and I might be completely naive, and I'm willing to accept that, but the way that I feel about it is, okay, I'm going there. The people who might live in, let's say, a impoverished area in Asia or something, that if I decide to go live over there, this is a sort of environment that the populace is accustomed to. This is something that, it might end up with an upward trend. Where we're at in America right now, we're just seeing basically with every successive year, the quality of life is decreasing. Really, the bad numbers are all kind of trending in bad directions. All the good things are kind of going down, the bad things are going up.
My Dogecoin has never been the same.
That's right. We're living with so many people in the country who, just because it's making such observable changes with just even year by year, you have people in this country who are older and they were always accustomed to a certain lifestyle and they can't understand what the younger generation is going through. I'm just in my 30s now, and I feel like, we're seeing young people are kind of feeling more and more hopeless just with each passing year. I feel like there's just a lot of like a powder keg situation, right? I feel like, there's a lot of intense feelings on so many different sides, people that aren't understanding the other side, and there's just so much potential for conflict that it makes it a more volatile situation versus a place where people have been accustomed to, negative conditions. I think it's just different mindsets, and that's how I feel about it, that, I'd rather go to somewhere that's, okay, it's bad, but it's not necessarily...
It's not getting worse.
Yeah. Now, but with that being said, obviously, there's a lot of these areas, South America, and, just across the world, where these impoverished areas are definitely used to civil conflict already, so it's not like that's out of the question at all. I just feel like the American situation has a unique volatility, and I might be biased towards that, having been immersed in it for my entire life, but that's just how I feel about it, and that's what kind of drives my potential mindset to sort of step away from it for a period of time and see and try to avoid a little bit of that volatility having a direct impact on my own self, if at all possible.
Well, Eggy, if you want to move,
homeless people.
Eggy, if you want to move across the ocean, I think our mutual friend Florian Himsel is looking for a roommate.
Yeah, I'm sure he's doing well.
Yeah, move on in. And also, is it safe to say our country is a submarine that has the oxygen level is depleting and the shit fumes are rising up? Is that basically what you're trying to say?
I mean, I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong always, but, after, especially in the post-pandemic era, I feel like a lot of psychological damage that might not be so reversible in the short term has already been inflicted. And let's just say, I have an option of boarding 2 different submarines. One of them, it's an old one. It's from like the 80s. It's not 100% up to snuff on all the latest technology. The other one is $1,000 tinfoil with a $20 gaming controller. I'm thinking it's just one of those things where I feel like one of those seems like a greater impending doom, and the other one's risky too, but it's a risk that I might feel mentally more apt to take.
Well, Eggy, I definitely want you to move into the trailer park, so keep that as an option as well.
Hey,
Absolutely.
So I got a question, a little off subject, but it's similar to your bet. Do you guys think that BLM will start protesting again next year?
Oh, just in time for the election?
Yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna pop up.
You think someone's gonna get killed by the cops and cause riots?
Well, I mean, they're already getting killed by the cops, but it's just gonna make headline news this time or whenever it's convenient for it to.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna do the same stuff they did last time.
Officer Fentanyl cannot keep getting away with this.
No,
I would bet on that.
So far, BLM has popped up every 4 years.
Yeah, actually, that'd be interesting to check those trends. Which I'll do later, I guess. Well, as the late Ted Kaczynski said, it's easier to create a revolution than it is to reform. So it's sometimes you might not be able to change the direction of a sinking ship, but instead drastically.
But you can bomb it.
Yeah, you can bomb it, right? And look how that turned out for him.
Yeah.
Reactor, are we ever going to get more classic Reactor videos on your YouTube channel?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that's.
I'm working on a documentary about the 2020 election. It's actually already done, and I post it like every week, but it hasn't been approved yet.
Oh, okay. So just hold out for YouTube to approve of Reactor's documentary.
Yeah. It's good. You guys will love it, but I just gotta wait till YouTube unblocks it.
Changes their mind.
Yeah.
I mean, they might be doing you a favor. You don't want to release it around, during times of election, because then they'll just arrest you and give you 40 years for some charge.
Although you could post it to Twitter. Have you guys seen that Tucker Carlson is getting like 80 billion views when he posts his tweets?
And Fox is pissed off.
Yeah, they're trying to send a cease and desist, like this man's not allowed to post on social media.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We own the rights to your opinions.
Well, we also don't like them, so we don't want you on our network.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck Fox. Come on. Have you guys been watching the Tucker videos? I think they're kind of funny and like they're kind of clever, like the way he'll frame something to like, Joe Biden, a dictator? No way. A dictator would do X, Y, and Z, and then just list off all the stuff that Joe Biden does.
Yeah, I just saw that one. No, it's
I think that's kind of how his old show would go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I never watched the old stuff.
There's a clip where he's like, Michael Jackson isn't dead. We have video footage of him in Congress. And it went to Nancy Pelosi. Like, he went long, though, for like the intro of that clip. And like, I'm watching and I'm like, what is he talking about? Like, he's really like hyping up Michael Jackson is still alive. And then turns out he's talking about Pelosi.
That dude's funny. I don't know how he got the reputation that he had, because he just seems like he has a good head on his shoulders and he's pretty clever.
It is weird.
He's a lot different than anyone on Fox.
It's weird when you hear people who have such strong opinions about someone, and it's like you just have to assume that they don't consume any of their content, or we just really are living in two complete different universes. Because I mean, you don't even have to agree with everything he says, but I don't understand making the case that he's far anything or some lunatic. It seems like he called out Fox and he called out pharma corrupting news and stuff like that and got fired for it.
Did you guys see the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's the same thing with RFK. Like, I'm just waiting
I was gonna say that the whole RFK Joe Rogan debate thing that they're doing, where that one guy Hotep
Peter
or whatever,
Hotez.
The doctor refuses to defend his stance.
Yeah, because that would if I debate RFK, it'll empower conspiracy theories. Why? Because you know you're wrong. Like,
dude, he's fucking.
That's
he
not
would
how
get
debate
annihilated.
Works. But if he was correct, he wouldn't get annihilated. Like, if you're correct, you debating will not embolden conspiracy theorists unless you're a moron and you know it.
Yeah. So RFK, obviously, I read his book and he makes a lot of claims about big pharma malpractices.
Well, dude, there's so many.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Every company that made vaccines paid billions in fines. Like, what was it like 10 years ago? Pfizer paid like the biggest fine in history or something because they were lying about their product.
Yeah, the and all the shit with the AIDS stuff too.
Like, what's crazy is like they just pay a fine. Like they lie, make $20 billion, and the government says, you killed so many people by lying. Give us $10 billion. And Pfizer's like, deal.
Yeah, that's written
Like,
into
what the
their
fuck?
business model. Their business model is we have to pay a lot out to make sure that there's enough.
We can kill people. We just have to give the government a cut.
Exactly. And so it'd be cool to have someone try to refute those claims just to, see what they're talking about. But instead of just saying, no, I will not talk to him, he's just a crackpot. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And so I'm waiting for that character assassination to really ramp up as RFK is still campaigning.
And that's how you know they're afraid of him, is that they're trying to destroy his character already.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know his father was JFK's brother or something, right? And also ran for president.
Robert
also
F.
got
Kennedy,
assassinated.
Yeah. So he had 60% of the vote in the polling in 68. Like he was probably going to win. And then the guy who killed him, I can't remember his name.
Sirhan.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. All I remember is he has two of the same name, right? But the circumstances around the assassination are really weird because this guy claims that he doesn't remember. Doing it.
It's hard to say. Yeah, is he crazy or is he MK Ultra? Because
Exactly.
I saw something where he was talking about how he actually was a huge Bobby Kennedy fan, and then some sort of reform that he took against Israel. I know I'm getting this wrong, but it was like something he did that really pissed him off because it was like against Israel. I'm hoping that's the right place, but that's what it was on a later. Sorry, this was on a later interview because I think he's still alive right now, but they interviewed him decades later, and that's what he was talking about. But what you're saying initially after the shooting, he's saying he didn't remember doing it at all.
He was saying something about a woman in a polka dot dress pinched his shoulder, and
Jesus.
And then just he blacked out, and what he remembers is that he had killed Kennedy or something.
Sounds like the doing of Jolly and West.
Sounds like brainwashing, MK Ultra hypnosis or something. And that was before. That was like in '68. Nobody knew what that was.
Or it wasn't public.
You know?
Yeah, it wasn't public until what was it, like 71 or 73? Whenever
it'd be a weird defense if you didn't know. Like now we know they were doing that stuff back then, but back then someone making that defense, it's like it does sound crazy, but now we know it wasn't.
Do we think RFK Jr. is going to run for president, or is he going to try to be like Trump's VP?
He's he said on one interview he would not run with Trump.
Okay. Is he going to go for it himself though, or is he going to be on somebody else's ticket?
I don't know. I mean, he's running as a Democrat. So maybe that was the thing. He wouldn't run with Trump if Trump's running as a Republican, and he's not going to run as an independent. So I don't know. Maybe he would run on a different ticket, but I haven't seen him talk about that or be asked that question specifically yet.
Well, I think we've been going a long time here. Should we start wrapping it up and doing some plugs?
Yeah. Was this an awkward episode?
I don't think so at all. I feel like we never stopped.
Was it structured? Did we structure this at all?
If anything, it's as good as any other Trash Rats episode. Take that for what you will. Eggy, what do you have going on?
Well, you know what? Not too much, to be honest. I've just been out here living life, soaking up some sun, working my wagey job, but I'm just looking forward to the 48-hour film festival. It's going to be dank.
Rusty, are you coming up to Iowa at the end of July to join us in the 48-hour film festival?
I fucking hate 48-hour film festivals.
Yeah. I invited all of my YouTube friends, and one by one they're all saying that they're not going to come. So it's going to be me, Eggy, and Biggs, and my brother.
Meanwhile, me with a real job where I have to go just do nothing all day and get paid for it. I'm going to take time. I'm going to put in vacation request, which is approved already, to go down there and be a part of this fantastic production. It is what it is.
Is this something you guys are thrown on?
No, it's the Des Moines.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be shit.
And evidently, nobody is signing up because, according to their Twitter, they extended the early bird deadline. So they're keeping the price cheap because nobody is is signing out.
Oh, you're gonna fucking wipe it out.
I guess so. I mean, that'd be nice, but really, whoever wins is who invites more people into the audience.
Right. Yeah, if it's popular vote.
We're not doing it to win. We're doing it to make a fucking film that I can post on YouTube and then have a fun behind the scenes documentary of the chaos in making it.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'll keep me in the loop with that. I'd like to see it.
Well, stay subscribed. Reactor, do you have anything you want to plug?
You can follow me on Twitter at @NotChrisPool, but I don't really tweet that often. That's pretty much all I got going on right now. Yeah.
What about Chicken City?
Chicken City is a YouTube channel where you can watch chickens.
Yeah, plug that.
Yeah. I don't know.
There you go. Rusty, what about you?
Chicken City on YouTube.
You got anything you want to plug,
chickens.
Rusty?
And if you pay a super chat, it feeds the chickens. Yeah.
And if you don't pay, then they starve.
Yes. Do you want chickens to starve? You decide.
That's right.
I got nothing. I'm just packaging up all these orders from people buying merch. I need to hire someone to do it, but I refuse to figure out how to hire someone and train them.
Does TrashRats still live with you?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, well, does he
Is
need
he
a
still
job?
missing?
No, he's found, but he goes missing like, once a week. So, but I think his location is currently known.
Hey, you should actually make a Guillotine brand lemonade. That'd be cool.
That's the entire point of the series.
So you can start a drink? Yeah, FDA's going to love that.
Yeah. Maybe use agave to sweeten it.
I'll think of something. I mean, yeah,
Use
agave would be
monk fruit. I heard that's pretty good.
Maybe you can do something to it so it accidentally ferments after shipping.
Dang, that would be cool too. Sounds like
any-
a lot of lawsuits.
Once you shake it, it starts fermenting.
Rusty, do you have any updates on your best friend who hit a woman with her car or with his car?
My best friend.
Poor guy.
That woman should not have jumped in front of his car like that.
Last we left off, I think he was going to prison for 7 years, and no, I haven't heard anything.
So 6.5 years
since.
left?
Yeah,
For an
he's gonna be
accident?
for a while. Well, I think the accident was being high on cocaine and blowing down the main boulevard, going 60 miles an hour and hitting someone while you're on your phone. But I think the crime was leaving and then having his car hidden and then not telling anyone.
Only 7 years for that? That's pretty tame, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of people were surprised about it.
That's insane. Is his dad the judge?
His dad was the car dealer that they hit his car at.
So is he fucked as well?
I don't know. I'm not sure I don't know what happened with that.
That's a pretty good getaway strategy, to be honest. Yeah, you should, everybody in the audience, make friends with your local car dealer. You never know when you might need a little favor.
Yeah.
Rusty, if Eggy showed up at your house and the bumper of his car is covered in blood and he says, Rusty, I need to hide this car in your backyard, do you turn Eggy down?
I would not let you hide the car in my backyard.
Wow, bad
They
friend.
won't.
Hashtag shitty friend.
They won't find it. I mean, you put a tarp over it, put like some plants over on top of it or something, call it like a art installation piece. They probably wouldn't find it.
I would help Eggy bury the body.
Hey, you know what I would do if you showed up to my house and wanted to hide a car in my yard? I would pretend I never had the conversation with you, let you do it, but then I would call the police right away and be like screaming at them, there's a car in my yard and I don't like it. Come and get this stupid car out of my yard. And then they'd be like, fuck you, we're not doing shit for you. And they'd hang up on me.
And they'll never come to your property.
Yeah, and then just keep yelling about it.
And then call them every day.
Do not take this person's calls.
If they do find it, I'll be like, I kept telling you.
Mm-hmm. So that's the plan. Next time Eggy kills somebody.
Yeah, next time. Not this time, though.
Eggy, there's a lot of other places to put this car besides my backyard. I'm just that goes for all of y'all if that situation.
Sell it to a
does come
junkyard. That's what you do.
Sure, have it impounded instantly.
It's I don't know whether they're going to keep my registration records and put it to the dates, whatever. But anyways, of course, I've never done anything wrong in my life, nor will I ever. So just a moot point. I'm sure what's his name will get out on good behavior. They say He might never be able to drive a car again, but it's all right. We have 15-minute walkable cities. George Soros told me, and we'll all be good to go.
Yeah, we'll have him on the podcast when he gets out.
Yeah,
We
we'll have
should.
nothing and we'll love it.
And Patreon questions just for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, start getting him ready now. You never know.
Yeah. I'll go talk to him on the phone.
Yeah, maybe he can use his one phone call in prison to call into the show.
Oh man,
That'd be cool. Ask him if he joined a gang yet.
I do want to know. I know a few people in prison, and I don't have any contact with two of them. That's Josh Figueroa and the other dude. But yeah, I want to know if they joined gangs. Like,
Yeah,
what kind
you know
of
what?
prison are they at?
If you ask them if they joined a gang and they say no, you know what that means?
That they just denied the gang, they're gonna get their ass
No,
beat.
it means they're getting raped.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
right, sure.
So now that we know that, we could have the leading question that they don't know we know,
So-
and then. So, what's
the
your favorite
process-
Kool-Aid flavor? You know, does it clap? You know.
Did you join a gang? No. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I don't know what it's like to go through that.
Sucks about your
How
ass
much
in your mouth.
contraband can you fit up there?
You have colon cancer now.
Donald Trump is going to be president. He's going to get you some medication for free. It's going to really help you out. But you know, either way,
Well, for Trash Rats, I've been Trash Rat. See ya, everybody.
I've been trash. Peace.
And I'm Robert Siegel.
Okay, I guess Reactor didn't want a final word.
I said later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Rusty
I
cut
just
you off
talked
a little
over
bit.
it.
It's
Whoops.
fine.
Oh,